All rise for the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right. Lee, Mr. Nichols, come right up. Talk about the sand parking ban.
The sand for the contractor. You guys decided $11 a yard. I was coming to you, as of last year, we had like 2 or 3 that were still coming. I know we had discussed possibly doing away with closing contractors. It's up to the board. My suggestion would be, due to liability and everything else, that we finish off whatever outstanding vouchers are out there. That would be my proposal to the board. Again, it's up to you. We still keep the public sand out front of the gate for residents to come for their driveways and stuff. But by the end of last year, we were down to like 2 people.
We just sent out the insurance, and what was our answer from the insurance company, Tony?
Well, I only have one. I understand that there was another one. I don't have him first. I'm sorry, did I put something in your packet on that? I don't have
What did we just said?
Oh, here.
One insurance company,
something. She said,
the insurance company says that in order to do this in Lowdale, we have to do it with,
Well, we have to follow the industry standards.
Industry standards.
Industry standards, yeah.
and we're not able to follow industry standards coming out of the pit in order for us to be covered by liability, or whatever insurance you call it. So it's a very hard decision. And I see my brother out there, that I'm sure he's gonna have something to say about it. So do we give him an option to speak right the moment, just to convince, before we make a decision on that?
Who are you talking about?
John, was I assuming, John, you here for that?
I didn't notice.
Well, I just want to know what the story's gonna be on.
Well, from a liability standpoint, the insurance company said we have to follow the industry standards, which we don't follow
Correct.
as of this time, which means loaded, weighted, and out. We don't do that.
We had no way to weigh them unless you send them over.
Right.
And you can't send them across there, that's what they're saying, is you can't send them across there because now you're sending them up the
Put them
road.
on the road, yeah.
And that's what it is. And if, God forbid, something happens and the town isn't covered, taxpayers foot the bill. So, and I understand taxpayers pay for the sand. So it's quite a conundrum that we're sitting in right now. So that's my take on that. And John has sat in this seat, so he knows where we're coming from.
Well, that's why I'm willing to at least let him speak once, if you're interested, John. You want to speak on that?
Well, I didn't hear the whole thing, that's.
Well, I'll tell you what it is. We inquired with the insurance companies to find out what to do about the sand thing. They're telling us that unless we are following industry standards, which means weighing and sending them out legally on the road, we are not to be able to do this. And we're not doing that. We're not, you have to go across up the road to get to our scale, and the only way to do that is to drive you out. So they're telling us that it's not feasible for us to do this. So I'm willing to have you, if you want to speak on that.
Well, it's the only problem you got right now. It's a fine time of year to tell the private contractors they can't get sand. Because they've already, you know. And as far as that scale's concerned, you can go weigh a truck down there and go up and load it and come back. You got the scale right at the landfill.
Correct, but that means you gotta leave the state, you gotta leave the town garage to go to the landfill. That's the problem.
On the road.
On the road. And that's what they're telling us, is that you still, once you leave the yard with that, the town is liable for a lawsuit if they pull out into the street, you're 1 pound overweight. And I know basically we must measure it by bucket.
the only way we.
Well, what's the difference, if that's being the case, how come the town trucks can be, they're overweight when they come out of there? Well, all
Because-
that plow gear on it.
Because in winter emergencies, the state exempts the towns and state trucks because it is considered a diminishing load, and we are maintaining public roads.
Did you understand that? Did you hear that?
Yeah, I heard that. Well, if it's a state.
It's a hard, believe me, this is a hard choice. This is a hard thing, because I know we've been doing it for 40 years. But today's world isn't the same as yesterday's world, John. So, I mean, you sitting in this position, what would you say? I mean, if the insurance company's telling you we're not insured to cover this because we're not following standards, do we go and buy a scale for the two
No,
of you?
I don't suggest that, but the other side of the equation is, I'm doing private roads, and that's still coming under emergency. I don't like go out and sand any more than anybody else does. And probably I'll put out 10 loads a year, that's it. And if they need to sand, I'll sand it, but like right now, I plowed early this morning, those roads don't need a bit of sand. It's so damn cold out, it ain't gonna stick. And the cars will be, they'll be all right. If they drive sensibly. If they go too fast, well, they learn quick.
Okay, and I'm understanding, but I know this is very concerning to you. That's why I'm giving you the option to at least present to the board what you think that we should do. Because I think we're under the influence to say that we need to stop. And I'm trying to at least give you the chance to speak up, man.
Well, I would think load one of them trucks down and then just send him up and see what he weighs. If you put 4 buckets on, weigh the truck.
Correct. But
Or whatever
it's
it
not
is.
industry, it's still the, and I hate insurance companies as much as anybody, but they're saying that we're not following industry standards. And that's the problem. We don't have a scale on site, so when you leave that building, whether he put it on, well, he could have felt good that morning and dug in a little heavier and got you a bigger load than the 4 yards that the bucket really is, and you know that as well as I do. Do I think it's a big deal? Nope, not 100%, but if you went out and crashed, the town's gonna think different, that's all. So,
And the insurance companies.
it's the insurance companies that makes these decisions, so.
Well, but you ain't gonna be able to do it then, that's all.
We just wanna make sure you're okay with it, John.
Huh?
You're important, George.
You're important to us.
I didn't hear you.
You're important to us, we wanna make sure you understand where we're coming from.
Yeah.
Okay. Then, as you just made it clear that, John, you have
Vouchers?
Vouchers
Any more
and stuff?
left?
Good, I got one left.
I show we've got 115 out. I don't know what's come in this week, but
okay.
but as of Monday, we had 115 out.
So as,
I haven't gotten anything yet this year, nobody showed. Like I said, last year, everybody quit showing up.
I know, and we're down by all means. It's John, and he's up at the other end. It's just hard, and I'd like to help as best I can, and,
Well, let's work out the best way we can and make sure that we're cognizant of what we're loading for the remainder of these tickets, and then the program's over.
in the program too.
And we will do our best to make sure that everybody's not overloaded.
Okay.
We don't need that headache.
No, we don't.
But we're not going to sell any more vouchers.
No, that's
right?
it. Whatever we have, the program is hereby
Diminish.
diminished, finished.
So the insurance company can get up, we can tell them that.
Tell them that we stopped doing it, that way it's, that's it.
Okay.
And I apologize, I didn't get these out to you.
That's okay, well, let's take care of the sand first.
Okay.
Do you need a motion to
Yeah,
discontinue
we'll
that
do that.
program? Mr. Chairman, I motion to discontinue the private contractor's sand loading by the town.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay. This is the parking policy?
Yep, I made all the revisions. The only thing I did not add in there is I didn't put Lino's suggestion of across from the RV. I can't do that without the state permission. State Road, plus that corner of the state building. So, I mean, if they want to park there, I guess they can.
Well, that's the state deal with that. We don't plow that area anyways, right?
No.
We just drive
So
by.
basically, this has always been in play.
This has always been in play with my,
We're not making,
Never
Things-
been enforced,
that's
right?
been enforced, yeah. And I did update the handicap parking violation according to state law.
Yeah, there was a new regulation that went in either this year or July of next year.
It's a minimum of 250, currently, right now in the state law, it's a minimum of $250, of which 20% is payable to the town or city where the violation occurred.
Yep.
and we're gonna be lenient for this first year, right? We're not gonna just go out and bust everybody and have the local tow guy go out and tow everybody. I mean, obviously, this is all new to me, even though it's been here for 30 years. So, I mean, I just want us to be fair and honest and,
Yeah.
I mean, I don't have a problem with parking ordinances. I mean, it's a nuisance to have a car in your way. I don't get you wrong, but, I personally think that, you know, not the first year, but it needs to get out there. People need to know what this is, because I've never seen it. You know, so.
As far as enforcement goes, lenient or not, that's up to me, that's up to PD.
Oh, well, I mean, I'm thinking that you're the one that's is gonna see the car first, I would assume, but, yeah, if it's in your hand, that's the way it is. I mean, that's part of just being winter. They should know better. But- All right, I'm good with it.
Actually, the back page lead should have, the penalty should also reference the RSA.
I thought I put that in there.
We want to make sure, I think that was one of the ones I brought up,
Yeah.
was to make sure that the penalty coincides with the RSAs that we're referencing on the first page.
I put that,
And I know they're on the front page, but should we reference them on the back page?
It's on the
Yeah,
front page,
on the front
parking
page.
prohibited.
you know what I did?
It's okay.
You don't want the back page to be done anyway, absolutely.
Yeah.
I don't think we will, but.
I was trying to make them match up, and I did the winter and inclement weather policy and out that one.
Okay.
Because in here I put, like, the placement of snow in the right of way in accordance with RSA 23620, something to match it up with the state.
Match it up on the state, and then the ordinance, and then referencing the ordinance that we have as well.
Okay.
On that back page. That way it's clear across the, oh, sure.
So reference parking ordinance.
Which I don't see,
In the penalty, 5 6.
I don't see any reason why we can't make this motion tonight and just have this in our mailbox and sign it tomorrow. Is that how that works? I mean, that's the only change that we're making. It's just a reference.
Is this a pressing need? I would want to, if we're gonna make the
No,
changes,
no,
and then I
have
want
to
the
come back.
changes first, and then
Yeah.
have to come back.
That's fine.
Me can make the changes to us,
Yep.
you know,
Yeah.
get them to us, and then we can offer more.
Okay.
RSA.
And then people know that we're gonna be adopting this, they have time to speak to it.
Yep.
RSA.
We're adopting it.
Change
What,
this to.
What would be a suggestion to make the public more aware of this?
Website?
Put this right on the website?
They can put it on the website, I'll put it on the Facebook page, we
Yeah,
can
you
post
post
it
it on
out
that too,
here.
yeah.
If you wanted, we could check the post office and post them down there.
Yeah, I think the website, the Facebook thing, that
Yeah.
seems to go pretty viral.
And on the notice box out here, and then definitely in the post office.
And,
Do you mean once it's
check-
approved?
Once it's.
Yes.
Once approved, I just want to make sure people are,
Aware of
like I
it.
said,
Also,
nobody
we
even
can-
knows we have an ordinance, I don't think, as
We
much
can
as,
put a blurb on Channel 3 to go look at Facebook or
Yeah,
the
something like that.
website
We could
to view it.
Put a scroll-
What I was hoping to do, and I gotta get with Jim Miller, is
put a scroller on it. then.
anytime there's a storm coming up, like your bigger
oh,
towns
just like you
do,
would.
drop a thing up there saying winter parking ban is in effect.
Yeah. That's something maybe Donna could throw out to him
Yeah.
now, so that he knows we're coming to ask him that. Yeah, that's a good
And
idea.
with this, do we have a contract in place that will handle, with the tow company, that will handle the removal of vehicles? and what is the cost for that and everything else. I just wanna make sure that if they're towed, they're gonna be paid, the towing fee plus.
Well, the town has I don't know if it's actually a contract, but I mean, obviously, Crowell's has always been the towing company.
Yes, yeah, I don't know if there's a
I don't know if
contract.
I think there's others that are trying to get onto that, but they gotta meet a criteria. And until they meet that criteria, I don't know if they can actually, so right now, as far as I know, Crowell's must be is the towing company, and I'm sure that that's a police thing.
Yeah, I can get with the chief and see what they got for
Yeah, I mean,
agreement with the
because this-
local companies.
Because this is a town ordinance, this would be with the town itself, not the PD.
So should we have a contract with them?
Specific for this,
Okay.
snow removal, because you're having a snow removal policy, we should also have the snow removal, at least set the fines and fees for removal and where to pick it up and stuff like that, at least in here,
That's a good idea. That's a
You
good
allow
idea.
me to put together
even on the page.
okay.
Because that way that can be changed, if,
Yeah.
if somebody else
Right.
comes up with a
Right.
contract with a towing company.
Okay.
Just a thought.
Is that something you want to put is it an RFP or something out for the different towing companies? Or do you just want to go with Crowell's and I'll get his schedule of towing
I
fees?
mean, if he already has a contract with the town for PD, we can just probably look
Okay.
at that
Combine
contract
them
and
together.
expand it, yeah. Because if he only has for police removal, I mean, for snow
Right.
removal profit, yeah, snow removal reasons, it might not
At
cover
least
it.
suggest it and
Yeah.
see what they say that we need to do, because I'm not sure if there's anybody really else around.
Not in this area, really.
And then the fee and storage, how much that would be in accordance with the fine. And I don't want to drag this out, but we just cross our Ts and dot our Is with this.
Storage.
You know, if it's overnight, if they pick it up an hour after it's towed,
Mhm.
if it's one day, 24-hour period,
Okay.
then from there on, it would be whatever it is.
I think I've got all that.
If you need more, you can call up. Okay.
Yeah. Is it?
We have I made the changes to the winter and inclement weather policy like the board asked. Again, this is something that's been in effect for years. I just updated, I added those roads that weren't on that list. Under
And it's 2 inches?
2 inches
Right.
or, yeah, go ahead. What's it say here? Let me get the wording right. As a general policy, the town will start to conduct snow removal operations upon accumulations of 2 inches.
Okay.
However, at my discretion, based on weather information reports of prevailing conditions, I may have not to remove snow until greater or lesser amounts. Like if it's freezing rain, I'm not gonna wait for 2 inches of ice on the road before I go out. We're gonna get out there beforehand to try to get the salt down to keep it from sticking.
Or maybe if it's 2 in the morning and we're getting 3 or 4 inches of snow,
Yes.
you wouldn't go out until you normally would on 4:30 instead of going out at 2. I mean, see, to me, that's a discretion call. I'm
Yeah.
not saying that you wouldn't,
Yep.
but I would say,
I was gonna say, because you and I work day shift, I don't need the roads cleared at night. You got a lot of people on these roads in the middle of the night.
yeah, and I understand
Second and
that.
third shift,
Yeah,
and
no, I
I
understand.
get the phone call, usually in the middle of the night, most times, unless they're talking like a blizzard coming in, I wait for Carroll County Sheriff's to call me. And usually it's Pine River Hill, they can't get up the
They
hill,
can't get
so
that, yeah.
I at least as a minimum send one truck up north, because this past storm, we had like 3 inches down here, and there was already another 3 inches up north. I had to send that truck out an extra trip around based on the other cuts.
Yeah, 'cause we got more
Yeah.
just over the hill.
Yeah, and it was starting to turn off the rain, freezing rain down here, it was still straight snow up there. On paragraph 6C, where it still said fire department, fire station, I changed that to public safety.
Yep.
That was one of the changes. That would be, I think it's the third, fourth page.
Oh.
Fourth page, paragraph 6C, I changed it to public safety. Placement of snow in the right of way, the next page, paragraph 9, I added the RSA in there. Because it basically worded extremely similar to what's there.
Yeah.
So I just put the RSA for reference. And paragraph 12A, I put the same wording that's in the parking reference in this paragraph, so they match identically. I also put, I added at the owner's expense, which was in the parking one. On Route, the next page, Route 1, I added Bonnyman Road because that wasn't in there. On the next page for Route 2, I took Brackett Road and Buttercup Lane out of that one. On Route 3, I moved Brackett Road and Buttercup Lane to that route because they're already on Witch Drop. So it makes sense.
Makes sense.
to swing right up there.
And they have to go by it, don't they?
Yes, they have to go by it twice, actually. And that was all the changes, I believe, that were recommended on that. Yes.
Looks like a big route there, so it's
The last
the
one.
least miles.
The last one.
Looks like a big
Oh,
route, but it's
yeah.
the least miles.
I was gonna say, that's all in town, that's all turning and backing and that.
No, looks good.
Looks good.
Do we need a motion to accept this? Or is that where we're at with this, or is this just information?
You made changes to the original policy?
The original, the only changes I had made that I brought up at the last meeting was I changed any place where it said road agent or highway department, I
You
changed
made,
it.
if you made one change, you have to re-adopt it.
Let's
yeah.
re-adopt it.
Mr. Chairman, motion to re-adopt the weather and inclement, winter and inclement weather policy and priorities.
Second.
All in favor to adopt? Aye.
Aye.
I'll take that up.
You want a signable copy here? And I will make those other changes to the parking ordinance and bring them back next meeting.
Okay.
Also, this is that winter roadway obstruction. I just wanted you all to see it. I made the suggestion you did, or you brought up, Lino, taking out the winter roadway obstructions. And I added in there that we asked that all obstructions be removed from October 15th through April 15th for each year.
Oh, that's like,
The winter and the summer obstruction letter, Lino asked me to
yeah,
differentiate between the two.
yeah.
Motion to accept, oh, I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
Connie, all set?
Yeah,
I didn't mean to
I'm
rush.
good with it.
No?
Motion to accept the revised winter roadway obstruction letter.
Second.
All in favor? Aye.
Mr. Chairman, on our policy, I just asked that the back page, the date be changed,
Yeah.
and then we'll re-adopt. We'll re-sign it.
Okay.
Okay, so it reflects today's date.
Oh, the winter inclement letter.
Yeah.
Can you just send me that via email,
Yes, I
please?
will.
Thank you for that. This is just a draft, right? You're gonna change the date on it?
Yes. And I have two expenditures to present to the board for the highway department. Seth did a lot of research on this, and he found Cohen the cheapest on this first one. It is for 8-foot by 8-foot by 10-foot by 1-inch steel plates with lifting holes for the road plates. So when we're doing the cross culverts and stuff, we put the plates down, cars can still get over the road while we're still trying to work on the other side instead of having to close it down.
We don't have any of those?
We do not. I will be coming to the board next meeting with more purchases. Another thing we do not have is a trench box.
Do we have any money for this?
Yes, we do have.
I thought that we had a little extra that did you end up getting any, like some oil and stuff that we needed to?
Yes, and we still got more we're getting. One of the things is a trench box. Luckily, we have not had any trenches since I've been here over 5 feet. But there is one up on Acton Ridge that we're getting ready to do next spring that is about 10 feet down. Anything over 5 feet, you need a trench box by OSHA standards.
Yeah.
So, but this,
Can we borrow one of those, or do we actually really need one?
the only one that has one, I think, is Skip Gallen, but I would prefer to have one.
Is it a lot of money?
About 3,800. But the fines from OSHA for
Yeah.
over 5 feet, that's like 10 grand.
Do you have the other, who else he,
Not off the top of my head right now. It was a company that has been soliciting us, like in northeast shoring, I think it was. They were almost double the price of that. Plus they have to ship it to us. That price is all inclusive with shipping from Cullen over in Connor. And I believe he checked with Moore Steel over in, Alfred.
does he have anything, documentation that he?
Yes, he does. He's got
Just
that all on his
attach it
desk.
to this so we know that there's a back reference to how we come up to this price.
Yeah, I'm making, no matter what it is, I'm making him get at least 3 prices if at all possible.
So do we want to make a motion to him to be able to purchase this now while he has the money? Or do we wait for that? I mean, he wants this now, right? Like to spend it
Yes.
now, like,
Yes.
you know, because we have that. So do we motion for that now?
I mean, when's Kelley coming back?
She'll be back till.
Next Tuesday.
Tuesday.
Okay. I guess we could wait.
No.
No, we
I don't
don't
think
do it.
it-
We can
this
just.
is-
Yeah, we don't need to dump it on her when she gets back.
Yeah,
Well, that's what I was
Um,
figuring.
Motion to accept Cohen Steel Supply bid for steel plate, road plates for $38.25.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay.
And the last one I have is HP Fairfield for the 14-foot chain assembly for the back of the trucks.
For the tires,
No,
chain, oh, for the
sand, the
sander?
live bodies.
Yep.
We just had to put one in one of the older Freightliners, so we don't have a spare anymore. So we would like to,
How much is that?
It'll need an account number. Oh.
yeah,
You'll finish
and
that
then
up.
bring it up to Michelle. Okay. This is for the sanding, the live floors in the back of the dump
We're
truck.
also gonna need more of those in the trucks, right?
Yes, all these trucks come with live bodies.
The big ones won't be having those in it, right? They'll go back to a regular with sander.
The advantage with the newer trucks like the 2015, it's all one unit that pulls down out of it. It's stainless steel with the chain on it.
And it comes right on the body.
Yeah, comes right out the body, if you need to fix it. Even a drop-in sander uses the
And
same
this
chain.
is basically for a spare? to have
Yes,
a
this
spare.
is our spare in case something
They
breaks.
do break?
Yes, oh yes. And that one, the one we just had to change was getting old anyhow, but that'll give us our spare for that.
It's $1,058.
If that's what they are.
He went through Fairfield, S.A. McLean, and I can't remember the other one, but I can give you the paperwork on
Yeah,
that.
just attach it to that so we know.
I asked him to email it, but we got tied up with this one, so.
So it's Fairfield?
Yep.
That we're going with? I make a motion that we approve $1,058.53 for Fairfield of New Hampshire for chain assembly something.
Second, Mr. Chairman.
84 lane.
Okay.
All in favor for whatever Connie said?
Aye.
Okay,
I believe that is all.
good. Good job.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Mr. Tucker, come on up.
I just have some visual aids that Mr. Neal prepared for us.
Oh, good.
And it was not reproduced in government, I did it at home, so.
Okay.
So I'm assuming we're talking about getting the snowmobiles onto the other side of the river.
My gosh, we are. Yes, ma'am.
You have two options. I read it, I'm not sure if I read it right or not. Here we go. Trails there. Current trail.
So where are you coming from and going to?
Two Johns. Okay, it's cross 125 sidewalk down to,
So southbound.
yes, right southbound, to Maple Street, or to, correction, Bridge Street. Cross Bridge Street, then left on the right onto Maple Street, then out to the DePrizio property, onto the right of way of Route 16, which I have to get Mr. Weeks involved with the state, he has permission to run alongside 16.
You're probably gonna need him to ask him for 125 as well.
Well, 125 is a sidewalk. I didn't know if you guys own the sidewalk or if
State,
state owns that sidewalk.
they have the right of way.
State owns, we maintain.
Do you plow that?
You plow the sidewalk in Union?
We try to.
Lee's still here, I didn't know you had that.
Yes.
So, this, you're saying, this is the current trail?
That's the existing trail. And the other existing trail came across and went across the bridge,
And-
right there.
And this is the bridge right here, right?
Right, that's your Maple Street Bridge.
And and this is how, what we thought about this when we were standing there, going down the sidewalk. They do it all over the state, so I don't see
Right.
how that's gonna be a big issue, other than the distance. And then you're saying go up, then go all the way up
No.
up the street?
From here.
No, we're gonna go up.
It's 3/10 of, this 3/10 of a mile.
But when you get here, oh, you're gonna take the right and go down Dudley's
Down to Dudley, DePrizio Dudley's, and then they've given us permission
to get out on the side of the highway. where-
outside highway where I'm gonna have to get Mr. Weeks, the state Bureau of Trails, he's gonna have to give me permission from the state, obviously now from, I'm not sure your name, sir, but from, what he said, from 125 to, and also on.
Yeah, which is understandable, I mean, I understand that, I don't think that's a big issue from there, I mean.
I don't think it will. They'll look
they
at the
do it
traffic
all
count and-
over the
As long as you
state.
just get a permit. I don't think it'll be a long time.
How come this one's, you said this is current?
Yeah, that's rough.
And there's
That's-
nothing that gets you across there to get back over
No.
here? Remember how we were talking about that?
Years ago, it used to come out
There
right
is-
there by Dunkin' Donuts and across, but that was 20, 30 years ago.
And also,
That's when they get
And
regulated.
then we'll let you go across that bridge.
we can have across the 16 bridge. That's, no.
They won't let you cross over.
No, never. That was like, that question
There's
was,
no shoulder.
that question was shot down, I asked that question, it was shot down.
Yeah.
Our next dilemma of crossing the water, okay, is we have to cross the beloved rail bed, which is owned by a new company. And they're not very friendly to any type of new crossings across their rail bed, so.
North Coast doesn't own that area?
Well, it's new management,
It's
or
new
new
management.
somebody, new, there's something,
There's something, yeah, there was a shakeup up there.
they are much,
They're a little stricter because they're
beyond strict.
It was after the issue we had here with the guy that almost got hit on the tracks, and then the two in Rochester, one in Dover. I mean, they've had a few.
They're beyond strict.
Right,
They've had a few
they're
issues.
very, very strict, which is,
All right, so as for us, and, you know, I don't have a problem with it, as long as you can get as long as you get the state gives you that permission. What about going up our road? Do we say that's okay? I mean, that's going up,
Well, it's gonna be, crossing the bridge is probably the only issue.
but,
Is the bridge wide enough to handle a car?
oh, we're not going up I'm thinking we're going all the way up Maple Street, we're going up beside the highway, so it's
Yeah.
just
Right,
crossing
just-
over the bridge.
Right, we do minor jobs on some pavement, on some dirt,
Yeah.
to the Dudley, DePriesdale property,
Yep.
to the access to the
Have
highway.
have they given you permission?
Yes, sir.
And do you have a letter from them? You ought to get a letter from them.
Well, I have to get state side permission slips. Okay, because they go on to a state insurance policy, as you are, but on the state insurance policy,
Yep.
with trail roads, you're on the state insurance policy. And,
You'll need that for this.
No, I
this
think
section,
that's
yeah.
great, at least you got an alternative to make it out there and get you across the river. Um,
As long as they sign off on it, yeah.
Yeah. I'm
the,
good.
okay, and then they
You good with
gave,
that?
Yeah, the only thing is if we could, just make sure we keep them slow down by the resource center, because that is an apartment building right there, but that's the only thing I see.
Yeah, I think there's a speed limit
It's
anyway.
20 miles an hour on a shared road.
Okay.
Yeah.
So any shared road is 20 miles an hour.
And that's a state thing, so we wouldn't have to address it. The only thing,
The section from Bridge Street to.
to the Dudleys,
Yeah.
to their
That's all.
driveway is ours, and I don't see, there's really nobody that lives right there, right?
No, as long as you can get access from the state,
Yeah, I'm good with that.
I'm good with it.
great, thank you.
No, you deserve it.
So you're gonna have to come back again.
Well,
But might not be me, because I'm actually leaving to go work on a sick diesel in California Friday, so.
is there, when's your next meeting?
27.
7.
All right, we get, 15.
We ain't gonna get any. Telling you right now.
That's a miss.
Well, that, and then we just have to come up with a plan for Bridge Street, how you're gonna get those across if we have to clear it. That's all. The snowmobile's gonna have to go on dry pavement or,
Yeah.
They put dry pavement,
Oh, yeah.
because they're, yeah, so it's just,
I know a lot of them don't like doing that with their new
well, let me tell you
Fandangos,
something.
going with T-mobiles.
There's, we've been, the fine people from the Constitution State have cut us off over on, they bought Mrs. McDonough's property and house over there. So now you can't get to Global Lake, okay? So now they can't get to Global Lake, we have people boxed in over the Milton Mills. And as we all know, we're smart people here, we probably wouldn't be in the position we're in unless we we're smart. People will probably make the risk and they'll run across the bridge on the 16 and right over the Dunkin' Donuts over the trail system.
Yeah,
And that's what we wanna not have happen, so.
the state would be happy.
Well, it would give your local police department some work and so on and so forth, we don't want that to happen either, so.
No, but you have no control of what people.
I don't have any control, but it's like, if we give them the opportunity where they got a safe way to go, then I'm covered.
Yeah, no, I'm good with it.
And we are still exploring options for
Yeah.
next year and beyond,
Yeah.
We looked at bridge over a bridge, that's what Mr. Weeks wants to do, and he wants, it's like, that's in the future.
Well, like I said, we got a lot of things in the makings and we're just waiting for answers and, especially for that bridge and, I don't foresee it, not having answers soon, but we don't have them today because we're still waiting for analysis and all that stuff, so.
Does that
but
qualify for FEMA money? I'm gonna ask straight out.
I don't think so.
Okay.
No.
Maybe too late. We may have been able to get some FEMA money.
We may be able to get FEMA money, but we went too late for snowmobile trails. So they allotted FEMA money for snowmobile trail, so.
Yeah.
Maybe try to still, the new dredge. They have some money for travel.
Yeah, well, that's what we work with.
Yeah, they didn't offer you any,
No, that's Mr. Weeks.
yeah, I know. Have you gone above him to ask for money for trails? To update some of your trails?
Well, there's grant aid.
There's grant aid,
process. We do that every year.
We do that every year.
There hasn't been the last couple of years because of that.
The new budget has money in it, so make sure you apply for it next year.
Yeah,
Well, you work for the state too?
He's-
You're a state rep? Oh, good. Isn't he a state rep too? The
Get 2% here.
Wow.
You have 0.5% of the state house sitting here.
Don't think you're gonna get anywhere, all right?
That's like, there's a lot of states in the state of Hampshire, so.
Yes, there are.
Yes.
No,
You have
you're
a
okay.
fish.
That little bit of information at 99 cents will get you a cup of coffee.
That's right.
Thanks for your service.
My pleasure. So if Mr., get your approval from Mr. Weeks, come back.
All right.
Thank you.
And make sure you apply for your grant money next year.
We apply every year.
You-
We always do.
Next year.
The last couple of years has been really lean because
Because
that's
no snow, no
Yeah.
snowmobile registration,
Right.
our money comes from that. so.
Yeah.
Thank you very
There's plenty
much.
this year. Next budget, plenty.
Great. Have a great name evening.
You too.
You too.
You ready to move on, Mr. Chairman?
Yes, we're at unscheduled matters, public comment one. Comment? Go ahead.
I just wanted to announce that GovernmentOversite.com now covers the Fish and Game Commission. So, anyone that hunts and fishes needs to watch the meetings because their rulemaking process is going to start in January. They don't get as much public input as I think they should. So it's important that you watch the meetings and stay focused on their website for when they're going to actually have the public hearings. That's
Thank
the
you.
only announcement I have.
Thank you.
Thanks, Ed. Thanks for all your
What's
hard
up?
work too, buddy.
Yeah, I'm gonna be a pain again about the bridge.
What about it?
One, I'd like to have an update on what you guys are finding out, and two, we went from $12,000 pound groomer to even more weight on the bridge now while we're waiting for information on what we're doing on the bridge.
Do you want it to be safe or do you want it to be open to the public?
Well, I think there could have been some easy, less weight put on it. I thought we discussed fencing, not cement walls.
I think it's fine, but
Each one of those blocks is like 2 ton.
I know the way I use them all the time.
Yeah, and that's about 38 ton that's been added to the bridge.
That's not sitting on the outside of that bridge?
On the west side, there's a void between the overhang of the deck over the buttress. And that side is pretty well sitting on the void area. On the east side, it's sitting on the overhang of the deck. So that is sitting on the bridge. We're concerned about the placement in the proximity to the area that's endangered.
What are you concerned about?
The added weight on it. And-
What is that going to do? If it, let's just say hypothetically it fell in.
That's what we're concerned about, falling in.
Okay, but what we're trying to do is keep people
People
off
off
of
of
it.
it.
But if it fell in, my point is what does it do?
So the people that didn't want the bridge,
We can't use the bridge anyway. The
Right.
bridge has failed. It's coming out completely. It falls in. I understand I don't want it to, but I'm just saying hypothetically, what's it gonna do? What we're trying to do is protect you because you guys are the ones that wanted it safe. So we put these boundaries up. Granted, maybe he could have put them back just a little bit.
That was our concern.
That we'll look into. But
Okay.
I just want you to know
they're
that we
also
put that there.
stacking the snow on top of that area too.
That's,
Yeah.
wait for that.
But
We're just concerned about
the
the
way,
proximity
and I will
to
have,
the
I will have him look
endangered
at
area.
that, I understand that, and if it is too close, I
And
don't
he
want it
said-
to cave in, believe me. I
Well,
don't
and
want it
he's
to cave-
saying that it's mute about the snow, but if he keeps piling snow up, then they're gonna walk over the snow onto the cement block
Well,
and down too.
you
You've
know-
seen how stupid some people can
I
be.
know, but you can climb over the box, I mean,
Yeah.
it's not gonna, you gotta hope that people make good decisions. That's all,
It's just
you
the
can't be
proximity
that.
we're
But
concerned
and I'll agree with you, I will look
Yeah.
into that. Your other answer is, we don't have any answers at the moment for you, but just know that we are on to it. Okay? Because we don't have an answer.
We understand that the west of buttress is balanced on a rock.
Really?
Yes. And the south part of that buttress is floating, which is a concern. I've been there the last two times, the state engineer.
Yeah, I know that, and I know they know that.
I've been there the last two times, the state engineers have been there to do their study. And this last time, they could take a 5-foot poke into the buttress, meaning that there's a huge void in behind there,
But the only thing we can do at the moment
is what you've
is
done.
to keep people off
Right,
the best that we can. And that's what we're doing. So I hope you understand.
we do.
Yep.
Okay, and the next thing we're doing is we're doing this analysis and this study so that we can figure out what it's gonna cost and which ones that we gotta fix first, or whatever, which is priority. Other than that, I can't give you any answers because we don't have them at the moment. We're trying to find the money to spend
Well,
it.
I'm gonna keep on you about
I
it.
don't doubt you will,
Well, the
Rosa.
only reason that I'm actually, I make comments on the Facebook page is a lot of people, because somebody wrote in the paper that I had the bridge shut down. And I did
don't
not.
read- I don't read that. I don't read
And so
that.
I've got a lot of people in my community that I actually care about that are upset with me right now, and I'm just trying to do the same thing you're doing. And,
Well, if you want some advice, I would just sit still and be patient, because we are onto it, and it is very much a concern to this board and the community as well.
Our concern tonight was the added weight.
And I'm gonna take that in advisement, I promise. Okay?
Yeah.
All right.
Is there any fencing there?
No,
No, just the block.
just 3-tier of block on each side. I believe that was the easiest thing that,
I think it was probably easiest, and it something, yeah, maybe he could move it out a little bit. Maybe he has time to be able to do that, if that's where it is. I thought he was pretty far out, and, but I understand, and we'll look into it for him.
Yep.
Okay?
thank you.
All right.
Unfinished business?
Unfinished business. All right, there's none. Town report bids for the printing bids. Looks to me like we got two.
Yeah.
We got R.C. Bradshaw and the Minuteman. And R.C. Bradshaw, I'm reading two numbers. I'm reading 1630, Tony, or 1360.
You're reading both. I asked for it to be coil bound, which is that plastic coated coil, so
Oh,
that they
okay.
open flat.
Yep.
So those two numbers are what you would compare, Brayshaw's 1630 to Minuteman's 1307. Brayshaw gave me also a quote for making it perfect bound, which apparently is less expensive for them. It does not lay flat.
But it's still not what you want, and it's more money than what the
And it
lowest
was
thing.
great to work with last year.
And I'm good with that.
That's who we had last year.
I'm
Where's
good with it.
Minuteman out of?
Conway.
Conway, right there before Burger King.
So they're local.
Yeah.
Ish.
Minuteman. I thought it was Porter office. Yeah.
Motion to accept the Minuteman bid?
1307.93.
Second?
All in favor for the town report bids? Aye.
Aye.
We got one highway project. DPW has put in 4. The current balance is $222,531.34. The amount request is $12,900. Ledge pack, this is for the shoulder pack on the new, I'm assuming on the new Todd roads for the 3/4 ledge shoulder gravel pack.
Yep. So I move that amount, Mr. Chairman, as requested.
Okay.
Second?
All in favor? Aye. I have a highway project from DPW. We have a $209,631.34 in the budget. We're requesting $158,149.80.
So move,
Paving for Willie and Old Stage Road.
So move, Mr. Chairman.
Second, all in favor? Aye. I have a signature to write. I have cemetery maintenance request. We have $8,128.87 in the budget, and they're requesting $500 for some extra work in the cemetery.
So moved, Mr. Chairman, as presented.
Second.
All in favor? Aye. $100 of brush. Well,
It's a lot.
well, he's been busy.
He has been.
Yeah, I know. They do a good job down there. They do a good job on all.
And they put in the American flag back in there too?
Not now.
No, not now, it's winter time.
Yeah,
They're gonna do it in
no,
the spring?
they'll put them out, but they're not, it's not in their budget.
Whose budget's it?
It's under,
Patriotic purposes?
yeah.
Okay, no correspondence?
Actually, we did have something come in this
Okay.
afternoon. I got it via fax. It relates to tax acquired property, map 125, lots 2 and 3. The former owner, it's not on the agenda, Charlie.
Oh, okay.
The former owner is attempting to redeem it and is requesting whether the board would be willing to consider waiving any of the penalty involved.
Well, I've been pretty adamant about waiving these fees when it takes them so long to even correspond with our departments when they're trying to address these issues before this happens. So I'm not in favor of addressing the waivers on these penalties. It's been way over 3 years and nobody's addressed it. We'd be setting the precedents if we haven't done this with many. There has been maybe 1 or 2 in the 10 years that I've seen it myself, but, I mean, I believe everybody's in hardship, but to not address this in 3 years or 6 years or however long it's been sitting there, to me, I'm not for it.
It also, you know, puts a, not a burden, but it doesn't, the people that pay the taxes on time.
100%. I mean, and I understand everybody has an issue, but you can address these things, and our town administrator has given a great opportunity for people to address these with some kind of payment plan or whatever, as long as they're addressing it. This has been addressed for 3 years and nobody's responding, as far as I can tell.
Motion to not waive the fees and interest and charges associated with that property, Mr. Chairman.
Second.
All in favor? Okay, town administrator update. Our new town administrator, Mrs. Bodah.
Oh, wait a minute. Actually, no. You're
Part-time,
not gonna lose that piece of paper right
this
there.
one here. Part-time one for tonight, how's that?
No, just your shuffler of paper. Actually, the only thing I have, Charlie, I don't have anything, any update for you. I do have a couple local approvals for construction of sewage disposal systems that I don't have anybody that can sign them right now in the building other than you guys. So
Oh, okay.
you would review them and give
Yeah.
them a signature.
Do we need a motion to approve these, or?
Let's do one at a time. Let's do
And
the
I would-
following.
Yeah, and I would say yes.
We'll do a motion for that one.
That's on Willie Road.
Yeah, the Willowbrook one.
Motion to,
Just accept the construction approval and
Yeah.
sign it.
there you go, so moved.
All in favor? Aye. And we have the other one on Rickard Drive. And it's the same thing, just an acceptance that it's all been approved.
Motion to accept the Ricker Drive system as well.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Abstain? Aye. And the reason for abstaining was because I have some minor jobs on that particular property that I'm doing myself, so.
say conflict of interest?
The conflict of interest.
Stop signing that.
Oh, yeah, right.
Here's that. Oh, yeah, I got these on this that she can have too. Okay. What else, Mrs. Bodah?
Now we have, that's all I have on that, thank you very much. But I do have 3 building permits that are still.
Wow, that's a big night.
Wonderful.
I'm assuming one of them is on Crystal Lane.
Mr. Chairman, I move that,
I guess we can do all 3 of them.
yeah, I'm gonna do all 3 of them.
Yeah.
That we release Aloma Road, Crystal Lane, and Ricker Drive.
Is that the one that you have to
Oh.
abstain on?
Yeah, I'll stay out of it, because it's, I am doing some work on
All
that,
of
so. Let's do
Those 2.
them individually.
I withdraw my motion.
Okay?
Mr. Chairman, I move that we accept the
Crystal Lane stop.
Crystal Lane
Yep.
permit. We release that.
Second.
All in favor? Aye. Next one is 25 Aloma Road.
So moved, Mr. Chairman.
Second.
All in favor? Aye. Next one's Ricker Drive.
So moved, Mr. Chairman.
Second for that one, Connie?
Yeah.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Abstain? Aye. Where is 25 Aloma Road? Never heard of that one.
Neither.
I actually don't know, I'm sorry.
It's,
Is it up,
It's,
like around Francis Road up there?
yeah,
That
it's
road is.
up in that area. Okay, that one's, okay. This is the one you don't.
Right, go ahead and turn that.
Okay.
good, good.
That's the one.
Aloma Road, I gotta look at that one just to see where they did. Okay, petition for poll license, I have one. Canal Road.
Motion to accept, Mr. Chairman?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye. Sorry, sorry.
Yeah,
Lots of signatures.
Huh?
Need lots of signatures.
But you gotta sign first. Yeah.
Okay, I have a payment manifest.
Doing trees, these guys.
I have a treasurer's warrant for $14,054.75. That is some a voided check. Somebody wrote a check for 14,000?
I'd have to look over it as I
This is voided checks done, maybe I'm not reading that right.
3 pages.
Okay.
I think we already approved these, right? You guys have already approved these, right?
Why is that a-
Showing the heritage, just make sure you guys approve
Oh.
those.
Yes,
Oh.
Yeah,
yes.
Motion to accept?
second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. I have a treasurer's warrant for $81,993.90. And this is the ongoing day-to-day jumps.
No, it doesn't say void.
thought Charlie said.
I did, I just read it. This one says the
It's
same
not a
thing.
wrong, no.
Yeah, this one says the
No.
same thing, so I'm assuming I was wrong, so.
Voided checks, none, it says.
Yeah.
Okay.
Who is R.B. Wood?
That is our contracted assessor.
Motion to accept, Mr. Chairman?
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
I have a, looks like just a return, a refund of $30 on the treasurer's warrant for $30. Looks like it's in the Parks and Rec department, so it's just somebody probably didn't do sports.
Yep. That's what it is.
Yeah, so
Motion to accept the treasurer's warrant 44.
Second?
all in favor?
Aye.
Let's see. Lino, we're all here. Lino, we're all
Yeah, we're all here for that one.
Okay, it looks like we're here for both. We got a December 1st and a November 2nd. Okay, so November, let me look at this here.
Yep, go slow. I think there's a couple in here.
All right, let's do November 20th. We were all here.
Okay.
But this one has the non-public. And how do you say that, Lena, when you say, okay, I get it right here. 1, 2, and 3, 4
Yep.
of non-public
Yes.
on November 20th, 2017.
I make a motion to approve.
I
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Oh, this is mine. She left it.
Okay. We'll get a sign each of them.
And looks to me like there's no nons on this one. December 1st, we were all present. This was just a budget, warrant articles and personal benefits
Correct. Until 10:55.
until 10:55.
And actually, Charlie, you and I either weren't there when they came back in, so I'm thinking that since you were not there for the entire thing, you might be better.
Just abstain from this one?
Yeah.
Okay.
I know you were there for most of it, but you were not there for the entire thing.
Yeah, it's not broken out, so.
Okay, I left it anyway.
I think that since I was not there for that non-public session, you'll get, Kelly will have you approve those when she comes back. So you will have them.
Okay,
Yeah.
but right now, these minutes of December 1st, can I have a motion on the table to accept these ones?
December 1st.
Yep.
So moved.
Lino, can you second?
I do it
Happy
on the
to.
bottom.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Abstain? Aye. Okay.
You put it all in.
Oh, yeah, I guess I did.
So the only one I want is the 20th.
Yeah,
All of
you're
those.
coming at these right now.
Yeah.
Yep.
Wish I had that kind of signature.
It's old.
Shit, that must take years to perform.
Oh, wait a minute, which one was that one?
Those were all the non-public from the 20th, so he's fine to sign those.
Yeah.
And then you're holding the public from the 20th.
Okay, you can sign those.
Those are the ones that you should sign. Please.
Yeah.
I don't know if I mentioned it, but I think we did talk about the Thanksgiving thing last night. I just wanted to say that Cindy's did an outstanding job.
Yes, always does.
Well, they raised over $4,000, I
Right.
believe, for the Santa, Dear Santa, or Santa Tots, or
Mhm.
one of those
Yeah,
things.
yeah.
They did have the lighting of the tree up there this year. That went over again very well. Since she's been on that corner has come back to where it used to be when I was
Come a
younger.
long way.
That's great.
Come a long way.
Great, let's say when I was young, but younger.
Yeah, there used to be a lot, actually, when I first came. There was a
Oh my
lot of
God, there's
them.
always a lot. That corner up there was busy as hell.
Well, it's the original cuckoo's nest.
Yep.
Was up there. That was
But
happening up there.
it died and the economy crashed but now it's a booming little corner. And I'm
Because the
proud.
snowmobiles come into town up there and they buy their registrations. and
Yes,
stop for lunch,
yes. And-
Get gas,
And we were
buy a
thanked,
couple drinks.
we were thanked for that, because
would
it
hope
made
so.
sense.
It does.
Honest. Yeah.
They might, it's income to them, even though they get $1.50, whatever they get,
Yeah.
like, they're in that place.
It's the exploring of what else could be.
And it brings
sold.
business to that area.
Okay, good meeting.
We done?
I'm done.
The end.
Do we have a public comment at the end?
We're done with that.
We already went through it.
Okay.
Any work sessions? Do we have anything coming up?
I got nothing other than, just get ready. We're gonna get the colds coming now. Winter's here.
Well, I would like to wish this board and everybody here a very Merry Christmas.
Oh, that's
will
right, because
not
we
be
won't
here.
see them.
Oh, that's
So,
true, yeah.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Thank you.
I don't know about,
And Happy New Year, but I'll do that at our next.
I don't see
Yeah.
anything for you doing anything for Christmas. You're a Scrooge kind of thing. Yeah, you got that Scrooge look on you now. Gotta loosen up, man. Christmas is Christmas.
Comes once a year, every year.
Every
Just like
year.
your birthday.
Same time.
I drive all the way down to Georgia for Christmas, so.
Georgia?
Families down
Who
there.
would go to Georgia for Christmas?
I would.
Believe me.
I would go tomorrow if I could.
70 degrees, ooh.
A lot warmer than it is right now.
Last time though.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah.
Motion to adjourn is in order, Mr. Chairman?
Second, all in favor?
Aye.